Welcome to the Waiting in Queue podcast, episode
70.
Connor, say it with me.
70.
I wanted to get a Pepsi Cola before we got started.
I'll just grab you one.
Okay.
All right.
Can you grab me one then?
Sure.
I don't really want to open this Cox right now. This is the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we can. Hold on.
I was gonna say, please don't open mine. Thank you.
Cheers to that.
Sometimes your finger goes in it, you know? Mm-hmm. And I don't. Not that, like, I think your fingers are dirty.
Cheers to that.
Why are we cheering with not? Pepsi Cola?
Episode 66. Baby.
Oh, God. That's a lot of sugar.
It is.
I don't like it.
Keeps us awake, ready to do the show.
If anything, it makes you tired.
It's short burst energy.
That's why you're tired all the time, because you drink so many soda pops.
I didn't actually drink any soda throughout the week. I drank all water.
Good. That's good.
And a little bit of milk in the morning.
That's disgusting. The fact that you literally wake up and you're like, man, I'm going to have a glass of milk.
Good stuff.
You ever heard of, like, orange juice? Also, you're going to shut the refrigerator?
Not interested in either of those things.
So...
Fine.
Like, you could honestly, in the morning, you could have, like, coffee, and I would still find you way
I don't want coffee.
better.
A glass of milk sounds delicious to me.
Okay. Drinking something from another animal made for its babies and not us, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you?
It is fine.
Yeah, you do you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Disgusting.
Do you not like chocolate milk, Connor?
Huh?
Chocolate milk?
What about it?
No,
Do
just
you
regular.
not like it?
Do I not like chocolate? No, I'll drink chocolate milk here and there.
Alright.
I'll drink milk here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I, like, don't not like milk. It's the fact that, like, I would never find myself being like, I'm going to go get a glass of milk. Like, it's more of a thing where it's like, do you guys have anything to drink? And they're like, all we have is milk. And sometimes milk is weird because it stays cold weird because it's not for us. So, like...
You know what also is not for us?
What?
Alcohol. It's a poison. Technically, it's a poison to humans, and we drink it.
So is soda.
Yeah.
And sugar and everything else we consume.
So there's
I'm
nothing
not
to
saying
complain
milk.
about.
I'm not saying milk's poison though.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
you're
saying
like,
it's
it's not
literally
made
designed for their babies and not us.
And alcohol is not designed for us, is the argument I'm presenting.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but like it's not gross like milk.
What do you mean? I prefer milk over alcohol any day.
Well, you don't drink alcohol anymore for
Nope.
obvious reasons, because you're scared.
Hmm?
See, Derek gets mad when you bring up the fact that milk is disgusting. That's how much he likes milk, and that's what's weird about it.
I like milk. I
Yeah,
don't know
milk
what
is
you're
delicious.
talking about. I'll drink a glass of milk all the time.
Oh, God.
We use milk for a lot of things.
For what?
Cakes, cheeses.
I don't eat cakes.
Do you eat cheese?
Sometimes.
There you go.
But it's very light milk.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a glass of milk. It's like a teaspoon of milk or like a cup of milk.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a glass of milk. So again, that's all right. Like I said, I don't hate milk, but I would never go out of my way to drink milk. And I still don't really go out of my way to drink alcohol very often.
Mm-hmm.
So your argument does not stand for me. I still hate milk.
That's fine. You just always make it seem like it's disgusting that everybody likes this thing.
It's disgusting. Yeah, it is disgusting to me. So yeah, that doesn't change the fact that I also still think it's disgusting.
I'm just bringing up a counterpoint that, not everybody has to share your opinion.
I'm not saying anybody does. You're getting mad that I think milk is disgusting. I do. You have a different opinion. You don't like alcohol. I don't get mad at you for not drinking alcohol.
What do you mean? You just called me scared for not drinking alcohol.
Because you're getting
What
mad.
do you mean? That's you coming up with an argument and disagreeing with me.
You're literally mad because I said it's disgusting that I find people go get alcohol. You're mad that my opinion is different than yours.
I'm not mad. I just came up with some counter arguments because this is a long long standing argument that we've had with each other. And I'm like, you know what? I finally am going to
There's
bring
a
up some
lot
good
of people
points.
that are going to follow me, and there's a lot of people that are going to follow you. You can't tell me that there's other people in the world that are like, wow, milk's kind of gross.
I agree. That other people agree with
So
that.
I don't
but you
understand where the argument is here, because we just have different opinions on milk, Derek.
You just always come off as like, because you don't like it, the rest of the world has to not like it. Like battle royale.
I have never said that.
As battle royales, you're like, I hate that everybody likes battle royales, and you always
Everybody
think,
doesn't like battle royales. I'm generalizing it just like everybody does with every opinion that they have. You don't generalize your opinions?
I do.
Okay,
but-
so that's what I'm doing. I have never once ever stated nobody should drink milk. I just think it's gross that people find it like, okay, I just said I'm craving a Pepsi. I think it's gross that people crave milk because it fucking stays in your mouth. So it's like you have warm milk in your mouth for fucking 20 minutes after drinking it. That's the only thing I don't like.
See, I don't have that problem.
That's not true, bro. You're telling me milk doesn't stay in your mouth when you drink it because it's thick?
Not really.
Oh, that's a lie. He's lying. He's lying to trick you guys into drinking milk.
I'm not trying to trick anyone into drinking milk.
He's lying to you, okay?
Although if you do prefer milk.
If you like milk, go have fucking glass of milk. I don't give a fuck what you drink. I think it's gross. Okay? I think it's gross that people eat cigarettes for lunch.
That is disgusting.
So, I mean, I'm not allowed to have an opinion on that, Derek?
Yeah, you sure? I just came up with the counter argument because you always come at me
And
with...
I said your counter argument was right, but it still doesn't change the fact that I think it's disgusting people like milk. Because it's not for us.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek's like, well, alcohol is not for us, so in regards, you should hate alcohol. I don't even really... Who the fuck likes alcohol? Who's like, wow, unless you're an alcoholic, which is also gross. So, like, it's like, who's like actually like, wow, I can't wait to drink this.
There's a lot of people that are like, I can't wait to have a
They're
beer when I-"
alcoholics,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Are you a milkaholic?
I would say so.
We gotta get you help.
I'm also a popaholic, too.
We gotta get you help because, you know, nobody can be like a cigaholic.
Cigaholic.
You know, gross.
Weedaholic.
A weedaholic. I almost hit those borders. A weedaholic, disgusting. Any kind of holic is just bad. But I'm kind of a caraholic
That's disgusting.
and a video game holic.
I could get behind that, though.
See, let's be honest. Video game holic, not that bad.
Pornaholic.
I know a couple pornaholics.
Oh, don't we?
I know a couple pornaholics. I won't say any names, but I know a few.
And if they're listening, they know who
One
they
in
are.
particular. So,
I kind of have two in particular.
you have two?
Yeah. One
What's
has...
the second one's letter of the name?
I'm not... No. I'll give you a different hint.
Okay.
And I know you're going to know.
Okay.
One has a really weird suggestion, lineup of suggestions that he likes to show us.
Oh, yeah.
See, I would...
He has to be a pornaholic.
Yes.
Because with those suggestions that come up, it just, you know, we'll say one thing. Could we say that, like, no, I was going to say something that would, people would then be able to go through something and be like, oh, it's got to be this one. I think we're thinking about the same.
I know we're thinking about the same guy. That's why I gave that
Was
hint.
he the one who showed us the Fruit Loops?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fruit Loops, if you like Fruit Loops,
Pour yourself a glass of milk with that.
eat it with water. So stop putting milk in it.
Put some orange juice in there.
Fucking gross. Okay? You know what milk is good though? And I think this is because it's not actually milk. Yoo-hoos. Have you ever had a Yoo-hoo? They're like in the...
Yeah, it's like a chocolate milk kind of like thing, but it's
Yeah.
not actually.
I don't think it's like actual...
It's just like chocolate flavoring liquid, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. But they like market it as like chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
That shit fucking wrecks my penis.
Damn.
I also, you know, some mornings I guess I'll have a Prairie Farms Choco milk.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can't remember the last time I've been like, you know what I mean? So stop being holics to things. It's gross. Okay, guys?
Why don't we just like take all the vices in the world We get them in one room, all right?
All the vices.
Yeah.
That's almost everything we know as humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get them all together.
Okay, burn them.
Yes.
We put it all on one island. It's called Vice Island.
It's called Fire Island.
How about we put them all in a city and we call it Vice City?
And then we make a video game based off
And we
of
make
it.
a video game based off it that becomes one of the best video games ever made. And we make millions by creating another Vice, which is
Going to Vice City.
going to Vice City.
I have a vice of going to Vice City.
and playing games.
Mm-hmm.
We are the problem. Maybe we should all go somewhere.
I wanted us to go to the casino.
You wanted to go to the casino, Derek, but then you canceled on us and you ruined our dreams. And then me and Mitchell had to go out and drink alcohol, which, may I add, is not for us. It's poison because Derek refused to take us to the casino.
But you would have gone to the
So,
casino
let's
and
be real.
drank alcohol already.
Well, maybe. Let's be real. Let's be real. Because of you, you poisoned your friends.
That's fine.
We could have died that night.
I
And it would have been your fault because you canceled the casino trip. I'm putting that on you.
I don't
See,
know.
I can put it on you because it's past. You know what I mean?
I saw the snaps, and it seems like a lot of it was self-inflicted
No,
torture with
not-
those clamshells.
That was Mitchell's idea, and I hated that idea. My guests are hungry. I'm like, I just want to go to bed. He's like, we're cooking mussels. I'm like, what? Out of all the things you can make as a snack. Oh, I did eat 2 very cold slices of pizza that I think were sitting out the entire day in his house.
What?
They were pretty good though. But I asked him, I was like, how long have these been sitting out? He's like, I don't know, maybe a day. I'm like, perfect. But then he ate mussels. I keep saying clams. They're different. And mussels is kind of a thing that people are like milk. They're like, oh, that's gross. Why the fuck would you go and eat mussels? And I'll be real with you, I'm the same way with that one too. It's like, why would you want to just go out and I'll eat mussels. I think they're pretty good. I don't know. Have you ever had mussels?
Yes.
They're like salty and
Aren't they like slimy though?
not. That's usually clams. Mussels are usually kind of like no, they're. I don't think they're slimy. They're like what's a good comparison? They're rubbery.
Yeah.
They're rubbery, and they're small.
That's always like weird for me. And every time I eat them, I feel like I have to eat them like I don't chew very long because I'm like I don't want this in my mouth that much longer than I
Oh,
want.
really? Okay, yeah. So you don't really like them.
I think they taste good.
Yeah.
And I'll eat them.
But it's a weird.
But it's a weird
It's a weird.
weird
thing.
chewing experience. I'm like I want to swallow this now.
Yeah, I gotcha. But man, he makes 2 bags of those, and they're like frozen. So he like throws them on the pan and lets them default. He's like, I got an idea, and either just like pours more hot water all over them to defrost them.
I heard a lot of threatening about walking home that night.
Bro, every like 5 seconds, Mitchell's like, we're walking home. I'm like, we're not walking home. He was going to order an Uber, but he's like, it's 20 minutes away. We could just walk home. The walk is a 43-minute walk.
Yeah.
We didn't know that, but it started getting late, and everybody was still there, and I was still like fine with staying, but Mitchell was like adamant, and Mitchell's ready to go home. So I'm like, well, I'm here with Mitchell, so I'll go with Mitchell. And
Greatest mistake you've ever made in your life.
oh my god, dude. Wait a sec. Oh, when we left, we had beers still.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ross bought everybody a bucket, so like we grabbed one out of the bucket, and mine was probably half gone by the time we left. And Mitchell's like, hide your beer, we have to leave. I was like, what? He's like, hide your beer, put your beer somewhere and hide it, we're taking them, because you can't leave the bar with an open container. So the cops are at the door, and I slide my beer down in my jacket pocket, so it's just sitting in my jacket, and I don't know what Mitchell did with his. And we left, and I was like, where are we going? Because at this moment, I don't know what he's doing. He's like, I thought maybe the Uber was there. I was like, did you get an Uber? And he's like, no, we're walking. I was like, what? So then we walked down fucking Lima Road.
Was it just you two walking back?
Just us. We didn't tell anybody we left.
Oh my god.
We just left. We didn't tell anybody. We just vanished. And we walked back down Lima Road, and at night, not very many cars, but when there was cars, they were flying. And we are pretty much in black clothes. And Mitchell's like, we might die. And I'm like, this is awful. And it gets to a point where, like, I drink the rest of mine, and I chuck the bottle off into the gutter. Yeah, I littered. I feel bad about that. Maybe I'll go pick it up today. Maybe. But then Mitchell takes his bottle and smashes it on a road sign that's down in the gutter and comes up to me with it like this, and he goes, if we get attacked, I got a weapon. And I'm like, and he recorded all of it.
He was pretty gone, wasn't he?
We all were. You know who was really gone though? Kyle. Before we left Ryan's.
Kyle gets pretty gone pretty quick.
Well, they were playing euchre, and Kyle takes that game so serious.
Oh,
he's like slamming the table and spilling drinks, and then we're like, you need to like sit down, because he's like falling asleep while he's standing, and the dude's like as tall as a skyscraper, so he'll like literally die if he falls. And he's like, oh, I'm fine. He makes it all the way to the bar, and he's there the whole time at the bar. Wasted, but he's there, and he's still drinking. And we're like, I don't know how he wakes up the next morning and be okay. But the walking, we finally get back to Mitchell's house. We pass the first light, and they stay green on Lima. Well, they don't stay green, but going down Lima, they stay green longer at night. And the only way to change them is like if you hit the intersection. So they're green the whole time we're walking. And I'm like, Mitchell, we got to make it to the next green light. And that's your intersection. And I don't think Mitchell was like, I think Mitchell was too drunk to realize how far it was. But I was still like, we have a long way to walk. Like, this is not a short walk.
And it's crazy how you think like how, you know, you can get to places in minutes in cars. But then
it's
like when
7
you
minute
walk,
drive.
it's like a 40 minute walk.
Yeah.
If you walk, like it's incredible. And yeah, Mitchell obviously did not realize. I mean, like even when we like, remember when we were staying at the, you know, this house, and we would like, hey, let's ride our bikes over to the McDonald's, and it's like, cause that's like a 2-minute drive, and it's like, fuck, this took forever to get over to McDonald's on bikes.
It's a while. That was fun though when we used to do that.
Yeah, that started becoming like a regular thing.
Yeah,
and that was,
and then there was one time we walked it,
and that was miserable.
and we were
then
like, we're never doing this shit again.
And then my brother had to, you know, take a poo poo in the side road, and he didn't have any toilet paper because he's like, I gotta go right now.
Good times. Yeah, but we make it to Mitchell's, and we sneak in the house. He cooks fucking mussels. I eat 5, maybe 10 of them. I think that's what made me throw up though, because like I think it was not the fact that the mussels were not cooked, because they were fucking awesome.
Yeah, but like that's not really like an ideal like thing to eat.
Salty, and it's like
And
it's
you have
seafood.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
a little bit like greasy, right?
Greasy, buttery.
Because what did he put in that pan? Like oils and stuff.
Well, you put like, I don't know, dude. He put spices in there. He was like a little chef, man. He was like
shirtless.
Butter. Actually, I think he was clothed.
No, I remember the snap. He was shirtless.
Oh, was he?
Yes. And I was
Oh
surprised.
yeah, he took his shirt off right away.
And I was surprised that he was not in like just his underwear, because
He was in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's amazing how like normal it is for us to just see Mitchell in his underwear.
Well,
all
it's
the
kind of
time.
like, it's me without like my shoes. Like I don't like wearing shoes,
Right.
but then Mitchell, he just hates wearing clothes.
He does.
He truly does.
He does. And so he cooks them up. We go upstairs. We're sitting on the couch. Keely and Colson are asleep in the next room, right? Like right next to us. And he like turns the TV on, and we're like watching Sunny, and he's just fucking chowing down, like not even talking. 1, 2, 3, 4, just, and I'm like 1, and then I I gotta go to the bathroom. So I go downstairs, vomit, and I was so drunk I don't even remember really how long I was down there. But it was black. Like, black vomit. And I've never vomited black vomit. Like, usually just brown or something from the alcohol. It was black. And I don't know what was going on. I was like, holy shit. It was very little, though. I didn't vomit a lot. And I think it was because of the mussels, man. Just don't eat mussels when you're that intoxicated. Mitchell, however, ate 70 of them or something like that and survived. But, yeah, I was woken up by his son. Thought I was his dad. That wasn't true. And then...
well, Keely's kind of put it up for debate on whose kid that is.
Yeah, not between us, though.
No.
Just in general. It's a joke around.
So we really don't know whose it is.
Yeah, we don't. And then, she goes and takes his card and goes gets food.
From Target?
And no, she went to Target later, though. Chick-fil-A. And she brought us Chick-fil-A. She brings me, like, a sandwich, and I get up, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's very nice of you. And she's like, well, Mitchell didn't want it. Mitchell got, like, chicky nuggies. And I was like, okay. So I went in there, and Mitchell's obviously in his underwear. And it's just he, like, stands up, and it's just, like, totally normal. And, like, even Keely, like, doesn't even say anything about, like, the fact that we're normal to it.
Yeah, and she also, I mean...
She knows how close we all are, too, so...
Yeah, and it's funny how... Because before Coulson, he would play video games completely nude. Like...
He still does sometimes.
Yeah, and I remember doing 2v2s with him in Call of Duty, and every time, like, we would start losing, he's like, all right, it's time to get serious. I'm taking off my shorts. And then he'd just be in his underwear. And then
then it got even more advanced.
And then when we were, like, down 1-6, or 1-5, so it's like, all right, we've got to win every single game, otherwise we lose. He goes, that's it. The underwear's coming off, and I'm standing up, so he'll be standing up and completely naked, holding a controller.
With his headset on.
And, like, that shit would just crack me up. Like, when the match is starting down, you're just like, I can't concentrate.
I don't think I've ever not at least had my underwear on playing with you guys. Like, I think I've been all the way down in my underwear before, but it's, like, very rare. Sometimes I just won't have pants on, but I'll have, like, a sweatshirt on.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I can't believe Mitchell...
See, I used to always not wear a shirt, but now, like, especially where I'm living, and, like, you can pretty much, like, see, if you're walking down the road in our addition, I'm in an addition now, that people can just walk, like, look through the house and see, like, through the whole, like, hallway, like, through the door. So it's like, I'm walking around without a shirt. It's like, maybe I'll just wear a shirt.
Yeah, I would just wear a shirt.
And I'm not, like, going around in just my underwear.
Yeah, I mean, also it's your house, so fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's weird that people would be looking in your window. But I also understand that because, like, even when I'm driving, like, in the area I live, your eye is drawn to the light. And you're like, ooh, what's going on in that house?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what's going on in that house? Not trying to be, like, a creep or anything. It's just, like, you're lying if you said that your eyes don't fucking wander.
Oh, my eyes wander all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's, like, it's just human nature. People who are like, oh, you're being a creep. I'm like, you're telling me you've never, like, even on an accident, looked through somebody's, like, living room window to see what they're watching on their fucking 75-inch fucking TV that's as big as the fucking window.
There's this house that every time I pull up to, like, go home, and you're driving down the road, and it's a house that's, like, right at the T intersection. So you're, like, driving, like,
directly to their house.
Well, their, like, living room is set up in their upstairs, like, room
loft,
and the TV is facing, like, out, and you can see what they're watching every single time.
There's a house in Ryan's edition that's like that, and every time I drive past it, I see them in there watching TV. I'm like, what are they watching? I mean,
I used to get, like, super excited when the TV, like, the DVD
minivans?
in, like, minivans were, like, huge. They're not that big anymore. Also, I'm not around kids anymore.
I think they're, like, I almost feel like they're obsolete nowadays, but...
When everyone has tablets and iPads and stuff, it's like there's no...
What'd you say? That was quiet.
everyone has like tablets and phones and iPads now, like the kids. So it's like,
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
use
yeah,
that
that's a good
in
point.
the car
Yeah.
anymore.
But yeah, every time we'd drive by and they were watching SpongeBob, I'd be like, they're watching SpongeBob over there, bro.
Bro,
Like,
every time I
roll
see
down
one,
the window so I can hear.
it's like either SpongeBob or it's like Kung Fu Panda or
I also hate like
Shark Tale. I used to see Shark Tale.
when my parents first got a car with the TV in it. It came with headphones, and you're like, this is sick because I can turn up the volume all I want, and my parents didn't have to hear it. Well, then we lost the headphones eventually, and we never got new ones, so my parents would have to turn up the volume, but they would always leave it so quiet that you couldn't hear it, and I'm like, can you turn it up? And they're like, no. Like, well, there's like no audio. They're like, it's fine the way it is. I'm like, I might as well just not watch it because otherwise it's just moving pictures.
See, we had one too in the Denali. My parents had the Denali, and I'd always watch South Park on it. And my dad was like into it. He thought the jokes were funny, so
Yeah.
like, they would turn it way up, and they would just like listen to it. And my dad'd be like, "Wait, what happened? What happened? Like, what's going on?" And I'd have to explain it. Like my dad's trying to watch it and drive. It's like
Yeah.
so. Everybody's different. I do see where your dad would be like, nah, we're not doing that.
Well, and at the time too, it was like SpongeBob, not South Park, because that was kind of like a thing I did on my own because my parents weren't like super crazy into South Park. Not like they were like, oh, we don't want you watching this. It's just
Well, it wasn't designed. It wasn't made for us.
no, no, not at all. Because
That's all I watched though.
When
And
my
that's
dad-
probably why I'm an asshole.
when I was a kid and I started watching Family Guy, and my dad found out I was watching Family Guy, he was like super pumped because he's like, "You're old enough to watch this stuff now." And I'm like,
I could never get behind Family Guy. I like it. Like there's some episodes that you'll think about it, like those are bangers. But I just couldn't do it. I don't know what it is. I think it's like constant jokes, which is way up your guys' alley for sure. Especially your dad.
Yeah, and like Family Guy for me, like the first 4 seasons are probably about the best,
Mm-hmm.
and then it got too much into the constant jokes because they were like, well, what's working? And they're like, well, everyone's liking these like quick cuts to different scenarios and like joking about like the things that we know about celebrities and like real life things that are happening, and that was that was funny. But then when they were running out of material with like that, and it's not like South Park where they're making an episode like really fast where they can hit those like trending topics.
Yeah, make it in a week.
These guys, they plan these out for a while. Like the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock, that won't be in a Family Guy episode for months, if that.
South
even.
Park would already hit it.
Yeah,
South Park they're on their 25th season now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 1 episode's out or 2 episodes are out
Yeah,
now.
so that might be in
The
an
next
episode.
episode.
Yeah, really fucking fast. But so then Family Guy would just make up their own jokes, and it wasn't like that great of jokes. It's like really like
It's it's like slap happy
like
comedy.
like the one that always like pissed me off.
it reminds me of like dad jokes.
Yeah, it's really like poorly crafted like dad jokes. Like they're not even like the one guy at the end of the punchline, he like just jumps out the window, and it's just like that's kind of like a 4th grader would come up with something like that. Like it's just random and not like doesn't make any sense. It's like, you do this, I'm gonna jump out this window, and then he does it, and it's just like that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
That was just a weird like thing to do to add to more of that skit. And yeah, I mean obviously less
Still a good show.
I stopped watching Family Guy, and then I went over to American Dad.
American Dad's tremendously better.
Once I started watching it from like first season, I was like, I like this a lot more.
So much better because it's more oriented about the characters.
It's the characters, and then
Ooh,
it's always like
stomach.
it's like the real the the funny way of like the dad, how he portrays himself as like being the perfect, like wanting the perfect family and stuff like that, but it always is like not there,
Yeah,
and it's
not-
falling apart.
yeah.
Kind of like King of the Hill, where
Also-
Hank
one of the greatest shows ever fucking created. I don't care what anybody says. If you're like King of the Hill's boring,
Oh
you're
my God,
a
dude.
boring person.
Yeah.
Like honestly, because that show is so gold.
so fun. What the best. I need this house baby proof by the end of the day. Don't you worry, by the end of the day, not even the Wileys or Baileys babies will get in.
Bro, that show is comedy gold. I
Oh
don't
my
care
God.
what anybody says. I gotta go home and watch King of the Hill now.
You know what?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So good.
well, what was the... God, what was it? Did you ever watch the YouTube poop of King of the Hill?
I think I've seen some of them.
That shit's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I gotta show you. I gotta show you King Tilly or Hank Hilly or whatever the fuck it is. Hang on, I'm just trying to make sure my phone's charging because I left my charger at
Mitchell's?
No, I left it at Sorry, somebody messaged our podcast on Facebook.
Oh, really?
So I left it
Is
at
that
Ryan's.
exciting? Is there going to be something that's going to lead to something cool?
I don't know. Maybe it could just be some Indian scammer. Sorry,
We
just
better
a
find out.
scammer. I shouldn't generalize the scammer population. That would be that's offended. I'm offending anybody who's in the scammer population that's not Indian. You know what I mean?
I don't give a shit.
I know, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to offend the other scammers that are just like normal, or that are just like.
Why don't you
All right,
just stop
Can we cut
talking?
that out? Normal scammers is what I meant. Like the ones who sell vacuums at $3,000 a vacuum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those normal scammers. I'm talking about like normal scammers.
See, I
over
always
phone
think scammers are actually like the genius ones. The real suckers are the ones that buy the stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that the scammer is a sucker. I'm
Well,
just
he'll
saying.
suck the money right out of you.
Oh, they sure will. They sure do. That's what you got to say. They sure do.
You know, like the Tinder swindler? That guy was a genius.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. Anybody that can scam a large amount of people, I think, is, in the grand scheme of things, pretty smart. But then you think about it, it's like some of those phone scams, you listen to them, though, and you're like,
That was bad.
this guy's not smart. He's just finding the dumbest people to follow it. So there's like a double-edged sword. You know who really are geniuses, though? World dictators and fucking murderers, like serial killers. Isn't that weird though? That like some of the most genius people are like the worst people on the planet.
Yeah, it has something to do with like, your mind. Like, a lot of people
Think
that
it's-
are really smart also are like, man, I hate being this smart sometimes. Or it's like,
Because you see how dumb everyone is, and it makes you mad.
yeah,
Right? Do you think maybe it's like a god complex
yes.
No, yeah. I can
that
see yeah.
that creates these evil
Smart,
people?
smarter people have smaller penises. Dumber people have bigger penises. Hold on,
Damn, I'm smart as hell.
Oh.
Oh man. Well, how long have we been going? We did not talk about any of the.
It says 34 on the recording.
Yeah, we're at 33 minutes here.
Wow. Boy, we had some stories to talk about today, but we're doing 30-minute episodes,
So we're going to have to
we're
cut.
gonna have to cut it off. And
Yeah.
they weren't like huge things; they were like little things in the world of things we talk about. But I do want to address the razor thing when next episode, even if it's like a week past.
Here's what we can do, Connor. Here's what I'm thinking.
Huh.
If we want to do real quick, we'll have to put a reminder to cut out, what episode number this was. And then we just record another episode, and then we have a backup.
Yeah.
Do you want to do
Sure.
that?
Wait, you want to record another episode?
Do you want to try? It's only 11.
Yeah. Might as well, but I mean, we need to finish this one first.
Are you gonna edit this one?
Not this one, but like the next one. And then I'll just cut out that it was episode such and such.
You guys are getting a little insight on what we do behind the scenes here.
Oh, no!
Yeah, I mean,
supposed to happen.
we can record another one.
then we could talk about the things that are kind of happening.
Yeah, because it's only 11, and Men's Warehouse doesn't close till 6. So
Okay.
And I gotta leave by 3, so it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
it'll be fine.
All right. So we will.
thanks for
save this
watching.
one. Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Go check out all of our stuff, and
Goodbye.
goodbye.